You're watching the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash here from Lawrence Central High School. And our second game of the day pits the Mustangs of Detroit Mumford against the Panthers of Fort Wayne Snider. Today's game brought to you by Ed Martin Automotive Group. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know. Hang Time Indy, Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence today at ltschools.org. And LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing. Joined alongside one of the assistant commissioners of the IHSA and former girls basketball coach in the Lafayette area, Jane Schott. My name is Rick Johnston. And Jane, today we have Detroit Mumford, fans of the Beverly Hills cop movies, know Detroit Mumford well from Eddie Murphy's sweater that he wore underneath his jacket. And Fort Wayne Snider, one of the top teams in Indiana. They come in 10-4, and they boast one of the top players in the nation in the sophomore, Janaea Cooper.
Well, it's going to be a terrific matchup. These games are interesting, and I talked with Coach Larp before the game. I said, what do you know about him? He said, not a lot, because you get a little bit of film, but something different, different style. They'll get up and down, and I'm really excited to see his team play because he has everybody healthy, and that's been part of their journey so far. They've had some injuries to battle through.
From your coaching standpoint, getting into kind of one of these kind of just getting out and sort of playing thing with not a lot of scout. What does that come in? What do you like about that as a coach?
Love it
this time of year.
Yeah, this time of year gives you a chance to work on what you need to work on. It also creates a situation where your team has to adjust on the fly, and you as a coach also have to adjust. So I think all of those things are important as you go into the tournament, because in the tournament, people love to pull out surprises, see if they can beat you.
Today, the Detroit Mumford Mustangs come in with a 1-2 overall record led by head coach Kareem Hogan. They are coming off of a loss on Sunday, 60-31 in a neutral site game to West Bloomfield. The Mustangs dressing just 8 players today. Their starters, number 1, Alasia Thomas, number 2, Gabriella Foster, number 12, Ariana Slater, number 30, Tania Jackson, and number 32, Marjanae Henderson. On the year, Detroit Mumford, as we mentioned, 1-2. They play in the biggest class up in Michigan, Class A, and they play in District 23. Last year went 10-8 and lost to Detroit Renaissance in the District 23 final. There's a look at head coach Kareem Hogan. The Mustangs come in averaging almost 37 points per game, but they're getting outscored, Jane, by about 9 per ball game. And you get a healthy team as you see the Fort Wayne Snider starters coming out here for the Panthers. That defense got to really tick up against a really good team that could score the ball in Snider.
No question. I think the one thing that Snider's that they're best at is their defense generates a lot of their offense, but they do have scoring power in many ways. Got a quick point guard, can get to the rim. Got Janaea Cooper, can do whatever she wants. And now they've got some post presence as well with the freshman Mackenzie White. So it's going to be really fun to watch this team and see how they score the ball today.
There's the number 18 sophomore in the country, Janaea Cooper, leading scorer for the Panthers a year ago. 4-star prospect, has got everybody wanting her to come play basketball for them. Picked up an offer from Notre Dame last year, has since added offers from Louisville, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss, and also a bevy of mid-major offers as well. Her point guard is Miley Hurst. Another guard is Gracie Smith. They wear number 1 and number 4. Mackenzie Carter wears number 11, and Izzy Ecke, 5'11 junior, wears number 23. She is their leader in total points because Janaea Cooper missed more than a month of the season because of injury. And also keep your eyes on Mackenzie White. That was what Jane was mentioning. The 6-foot freshman power forward coming off of shoulder surgery. She's been a real force down low. Our officials today, Chris Tolliver, Patrick Schooley, and Richard Deering. And Game 2 of the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash is underway. Fort Wayne Snider wins the tip. They're in the home white, and Detroit Mumford in the road black as the Mustangs open up in a zone defense to start.
Yeah, a little 1-2-2 zone, but you can see they're going to match up. They're not going to sit back. They're looking to get in the passing lanes, maybe a little trapping up top.
Cooper into Ecke, turnaround mid-range off the rim. And unable to get that defensive rebound was Snider. Trying to save it was Jackson, and she stepped out of bounds, keeps it here with Snider.
Snider attacks that very well by getting the ball to the middle. If you can get it in there against that 1-2-2, you're going to have some people that can dive down and get some easy baskets.
Last time out for Snider, a dominating win against Fort Wayne, 74-11. Long 3 from Gracie Smith. Unsuccessful, but an offensive rebound from Carter, and she feeds Cooper.
Well, great weak side rebound by Carter. She just put herself in the right spot.
First possession of the afternoon as Cooper elevates, slaps the pass away, and here come the Panthers with Cooper going right to the rim and gets into the arms of Thomas and draws the foul.
Well, you can see Fort Wayne Snider, as I mentioned, their defense is going to generate a lot of offense. They set up, it looked to be a 1-2, maybe a 1-2-2 half-court trap with Cooper up top. Good luck to you on that, because you have got to pass fake, you've got to attack properly, or she's going to do exactly what she did and get hands on the ball.
And so Thomas might have banged knees a little bit. She's being helped off the floor. Coming in to replace her will be Cassidy Grubbs. And you talk about Janaea Cooper, 5'11" sophomore, but already has a really strong build for just a sophomore. And that's one of the things that in interviews you've read and seen from head coach Reggie Tharp. He said she is so strong and so versatile. It makes her such a hard cover for opponents.
She is, because, you know, she handles the ball like a guard, so you've got to put somebody on her that can quickly defend that. But she's big enough that she's gonna get down in the paint, be able to muscle somebody, so you've got to find somebody that fits that build defensively.
2 rare misses from the line for Janaea. Came in missing just 2 free throws the entire year, 12 for 14. Mumford with an opportunity to strike first, but a travel in the corner by the newcomer Cassidy Grubbs.
You can see what Snider's trying to do, trying to force the ball into those trap spots, either down in the deep corner or just past the half. And Mumford better not put the ball there very often, or they're going to have a hard time getting in their offense.
Here's the speedster and Hurst. Backdoor lob to Eki and intercepted right there by Tania Jackson.
Not sure what I think that was maybe a design play, but there was a little miscommunication for sure.
A 1-3-1 zone here for Snider as they press outside the arc. Foster in a double team, finds the open teammate right in the middle, and floating it home is Ariana Slater.
Well, they kind of did a little taste of their own medicine, got the ball to the middle. If you do that against that 1-2-1-1 trap, you're in good shape.
Cooper bluffing the 3 with Smith, drew 2. Into the paint, and Cooper, she draws a triple team. And then quickly up top to Hurst, floating it down to Cooper, who snuck it in over 2 defenders.
Well, not only did she have all 5 black jerseys around her on the kick out, and then they're still able to get the ball to her. So that's pretty impressive, not only by Cooper, but by Hurst as well.
Cooper deflects another pass, can't get the steal this time, but then it's stolen. Nice read there by Eki. Deflected out of bounds by Jackson, who was trailing. Keep it here with the Panthers. Get a look at 4th-year head coach Reggie Tharp. Team went 13-12 last year, won the sectional over Fort Wayne Northrop, then fell in the regional round against McCutcheon.
I think just the maturation of Cooper is going to help this team, because last year as a freshman, it's kind of hard to carry your team at that state.
Cooper thought about a 3, got to the free throw line, cut off there by Slater, and the pass intercepted. Quick passing here from the Mustangs. Foster out and running, and she scoops it home, and Mumford has tied our game at 4.
Well, if Mumford can do that, and, you know, Coach Tharp talked about that, just their style of play, you let them hang around and kind of give them a little bit of confidence, get some crazy things will happen. So he's got to get his team to settle down and not turn the ball over.
Early injury for Alasia Thomas. 3 no good from Eki, and rebounded down low for Henderson. So the 8-woman roster for the Mustangs now cut down to 7. Offensive rebound, putback doesn't drop for Jackson. Her second try will draw a foul.
Well, the one thing about that 1-2-2 half-court trap, you put Cooper up top, and that presents problem. But what that does then, it takes her out of that rebounding, so she's got to get down and help out, because that time they had Hurst going against Jackson, and Jackson has about 5 or 6 inches. Of course, everybody's going to have about 5 or 6 inches on Hurst, one of the smaller players on the floor. But mighty for sure.
5'1" is what they list Hurst at. And coming in, Mackenzie White, 6-foot freshman power forward who has made an impact here early, missed months having off-season shoulder surgery.
Now you said what they list her at, the most important is how big does she play?
Yep.
And she plays with lots of confidence, and her size does not help make her shy away from it.
Both free throws missed by Jackson. Inside to White, trying to use that strength, and then coming in from the weak side was Foster to poke it away.
Good position by White. She just brought the ball down. She keeps that up. That's a good score for her.
Around the arc, spun here by the Mustangs. Jackson quickly collapsed him on, double team, long 3, Foster, and it glances out of bounds.
Foster's got some wrist tape on. She is a lefty, and she is immediately taking that off. I think that's, air ball, take the wrist tape off. We out.
I don't need the support of the
That's
tape
right.
anymore. It's fine.
That's right. Can't risk any more air balls.
Rainbowing home, Mackenzie Carter, one of the top three-point shooters for Snider at 39%.
Carter's one of those just opportunistic players. She gets her hands on balls. She takes opportunity when she gets the opportunity to score it because they're covering up other people.
See the speed there of Hurst collapsing on Jackson and forcing a tie-up. Possession error keeps it here with Mumford.
Ball. Possession Mustang.
Detroit Mumford in the road black here this afternoon. Fort Wayne Snider in the home white. Second of our 4 games today here from Lawrence Central High School, the first involving a team from Indiana. And an elbow and an armbar down low on the back of Marjanae Henderson, and there's foul number 2 against Snider here in the first.
Foul is on Edie Webbing. Mackenzie Carter.
Well, they put Carter, they're having Carter and Hurst be down low on that 1-2-2 defense. Now they're going to switch it up a little bit and go man-to-man.
Foul was on Carter, number 1 on her. Off-ball cut. We'll see if Foster get the rim this time with no tape hindering that left arm as Hurst falls down, and then a quick timeout here for Fort Wayne Snider as Miley was in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, she kind of landed on that ball, although I do give her credit. She started to dribble before she stood up, so she wouldn't have been traveling if they hadn't called that timeout, but they were definitely in trouble.
Today's game brought to you by the Ed Martin Automotive Group. When it comes to your next vehicle, Ed Martin is the only name you need to know. And Ed Martin is always proud to support both the Wildcats and the Bears. We'll see the Lawrence Central Bears coming up in one of our final 2 games here this afternoon.
Get to see 3 great teams today from Indiana. Fort Wayne Snider, been wanting to watch them play this year. Got to see them last year and have not seen yet in live. So that was exciting. Pike Red Devils have been tearing through people right now, so interested to see how they are. And then, of course, Lawrence Central, some of the best players in the state right now to be able to view. So if you love basketball, you still got time to get out here and watch some good hoops.
Last 2 games today, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. The Bears, the state champs just 2 years ago back in 2024. If you're a basketball fan, particularly in Indiana, this is the best time of year. You get all-day holiday hoops today, a little Christmas in a couple days, and then early next week, if you like basketball, you can just spend days at some of the best gyms across the state.
Yep, there are plenty of games to go get and watch and go. And it's a great time for high school teams to work on some things. You get to go to practice without going to school. A lot of times that's really great for kids. Players get to go to places they don't normally get to go. I mean, Reggie said that about his team. He was happy to bring them down here to the Indy area and give kids a different experience, so that's kind of fun.
From a coaching standpoint, these are a lot of times to kind of take a mid-year reset for the team, but also an individual can do that as well.
Yeah, for sure. And you can do a little team building and kind of get your team going in the way that you want them to go.
Cooper caught in the corner, did not use her dribble as Mumford slides around in their 3-2 zone defense.
Well, they're running baseline with Cooper, and she draws lots of attention, as you can see.
Beautiful spin and gets the roll, and a pretty move from Janaea Cooper.
Well, I think they're going to try to double team and triple team her, but that was an ineffective attempt there.
Slater dribbling to the double team, diving on it with Smith. Cooper trying to force her to give it up. Slater lost her footing, picked up, and a 5-second violation right before Snider was home free to the cup.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting call because it happened right before the ball got turned over, so it negated the basket, but Snider does get the ball.
Tenacious defense here from Gracie Smith. And we talk about Fort Wayne, not a single senior in their main rotation of players.
Yeah, the youth definitely dominates on this team. Great ball movement.
Cooper fouled on a nice feed, block-to-block pass from Mackenzie White, the freshman.
Ball reversal got the defense to shift, and in that little high post pass, once that defense had shifted all the way over, that allowed for Cooper to go down on the baseline, and a really nice pass by White to find the wide open Cooper.
Tania Jackson, the guilty party for the Mustangs. And Cooper back on track with the free throws.
Yeah, kind of a surprising miss. As you mentioned, she has been really good from the free throw line, 86% coming into this game, only having missed 2 so far this season.
Knocks them both down, and the lead grows to 7 here for the Panthers as they're on a 7-0 run. Held ball as Carter collapsed upon Cassidy Grubbs. Possession arrow going back to the Panthers. Hurst, the team leader in assists and steals from the point guard spot for Snider. Cooper dropped it down to White. Ball got dropped, poked back out to Cooper. Finds a triple team on the baseline. Hurst into White, using that strength and bully balling her way in for her first hoop.
Again, great ball movement, extra pass from down to the baseline, and Hurst, easy dump inside to your post player.
Slater split the double team. Foster, entry pass, kicked out of bounds. Last touched by Mumford, and an untimely turnover here for the Mustangs. They try to stop this 9-0 run from Fort Wayne Snider.
Well, one thing they're going to have to do is take care of the ball. Turnovers mounting.
Catch and shoot three corner. Mackenzie Carter, her second one of the afternoon.
Going to draw a timeout. They can't. They got to stop the bleeding somehow. Maybe the timeout will help that.
30 seconds timeout for Detroit Mumford, but both of Mackenzie Carter's threes, Jane, have been wide open today.
Well, she did a nice job of spacing in that 1-2-2 zone. Some of the areas that are open, I've already mentioned the middle, but also baseline, because you got to bring somebody out to defend that baseline, and Mumford didn't get out quickly enough. You've got to get out on the shooter. They didn't even recognize she was there.
Good to see Alasia Thomas about to check back in here for Detroit Mumford. She got injured early. There's a look at the Pike Red Devils. They're coming up later today. My favorite part about the video boarding here, Jane, is eventually people are just dancing, enjoying themselves, and then eventually they look and go, oh my gosh, I'm on not one but 2 video boards on either side here in the gym at LC. Not a lot of dancing for Kareem Hogan, trying to get his offense back in rhythm here for his Detroit Mumford Mustangs.
Yeah, tall task coming in to get that going against the Snider defense. Snider's going to back it up a little bit, so now they put Cooper down on the pinch post, and they've changed it up top.
And they go firing around. Here's Alasia Thomas coming back after injury. Three-point shot was no good from the corner. Put back attempt from Henderson, also unsuccessful. Ball will keep it here with Detroit Mumford.
Different look on that defense. You know, that's the other thing. If you're Coach Tharp, you get to try some things and put somebody else up the top. That time they had Gracie Smith up top.
Off-ball foul, moving screen against Tania Jackson, number 2 on her.
Yeah, it's the same play they ran before. They're trying to free up the shooter either on the strong side or weak side for that baseline jumper, and Jackson just got a little bit too much body on the screen.
Carter's 3 most recently forced the Mumford timeout. Cooper's pass, telegraphed, poked away by Slater, but you look at the speed there from Hurst. Finds Smith in the corner for a 3. Spun out. Fought for, offensive rebound. Ball pops free. Keep it here with Snider.
Boy, you're not kidding. Just quick. I mean, she uses her quickness to her advantage. She just beat her to the basketball. Good shot, looking shot by Smith. Just rims out, but that means Cooper has an opportunity down low. We would call that a good miss. If it drops right in front of the rim, it gives your teammate a chance to get it.
And another bully move from Mackenzie White coming off the bench today with 4 quick points.
Uses her body really well. I love that drop step. She good footwork, makes it so it's tough to defend.
Hurst to Cooper, a little side step and an easy 2 for Janaea Cooper. She's got 10 already here in the first.
You can really see how those two, and Cooper's not a post, but she is a lot of times inside along with White, so makes it very difficult. Can't defend, can't double both of them, can't, and really can't guard either of them.
The other thing here early on, I've been really impressed with Mackenzie White's passing ability, particularly from the post. I always want to get the ball to Cooper. She can elevate over anyone, but for a freshman, sometimes the passing at the varsity level might take a while to come to her.
Yeah, good IQ. Boy, that's a great-looking shot there by Janaea Cooper. That's one of those, if you're an opponent and you see that part of her game develop, she only shoots 25% on the season, but if she gets that going, look out.
Jackson ends the long scoring drought here for Mumford, but Cooper leaking back, takes the easy pass, it goes up and in. She's outscored Mumford by herself 15-6. And again, Snider with that backcourt pressure. Cooper blocked the ball, blocked the pass, looked the wrong way, or she might have had another opportunity for an easy layup.
Yep. She just kind of looks at Gracie Smith like, I don't know what just happened.
Where'd the ball go?
Yeah.
Jada Sims and Brooklyn Robinson on here for the Panthers. They scored 19 in a row to bust open a 4-all tie. Slater.
Well, you've done it off the press. And you see they almost got a hand on that ball again.
Held ball, send it over, back over to Snider for the final 25 3/10. The 1-2-2 zone here from Mumford. Cooper in the corner. Slater almost tried to get that pass. Here comes Hurst. Jitterbugging her way down the lane, but lost the handle.
Yep. Had Cooper, and she was going to try to get it to her. You see Cooper deflect that pass. Almost got it back herself. Oh.
And a foul called with 1.5 seconds left. Cooper and Hurst. That is not fun for anybody in the backcourt trying to deal with those two, with Cooper's length and the speed of Hurst.
Called that on Cooper. She kind of came down on.
Foul is on 24, Janaea Cooper, her first.
So, may have gotten clean strip on that, but chopping down, a lot of times they'll make that call because you're coming through with your hand.
All Snider in that first quarter, led by Janaea Cooper's game high 15 points. As the Panthers try to win their 6th game in a row, taking on Detroit Mumford today here from LC.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing Crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today and save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
All Snider, led by that young lady, Janaea Cooper, the 18th ranked sophomore in the country by ESPN. 15 first quarter points, leading Snider to this 25-16 lead after one.
Well, at this point, you know, you really are going to worry about yourself, but you can't let down, can't relax. You got to play all the way through, and something you talked about them being a young team. Those are the things that, as a coach, you got to make sure your young squad continues to play hard.
Good defense there from the sophomore Mackenzie Carter, forcing Ariana Slater to step on the sideline. Same five that ended the first quarter for Snider starts things here in quarter number 2 with Hurst, Robinson, Carter, Cooper, and Sims. Slater almost landed right in our laps.
Yep, and that's one of those passes that they've gotten closer and closer to picking off. So what Snider needs to do is pass fake. Defense will fly. If you go backdoor, you'll be able to have some easy buckets for Hurls or anybody who makes that, Hurst or anybody that makes that cut, excuse me.
Slater's had some really good reads from the top of this zone here for Mumford. Cooper, contested three from the corner, lets it fly, short, and the weak side rebound is Thomas's.
That was the case where maybe it may have just been an errant pass, but I also, you know, we used to talk about you don't have to block the shot, you just have to make them think you're going to. Cooper doesn't have to make a steal. She just had to make them think it.
Yeah.
They threw it out of bounds. It's kind of that same thing.
She kind of just looks at you and
Yep.
you go, oh my gosh.
Yeah, just throw it.
Slater at the top of the zone, almost overthrowing Cooper there was Hurst. Put on the deck is Robinson. They started a couple of games this year for the Panthers, coming off the bench today.
Good post up by Sims. Not as experienced of a post as White in terms of how many games she's gotten to play, but still good position.
Hurst weaves through the entire defense out to Robinson for a three, and then Cooper goes up and over everybody for a one-handed rebound and a putback.
Remember, over the back is not a foul. So she can go up over everybody, no problem.
And she's been going up and over everybody today, making no contact, just throwing those long arms out there. Hurst turns the corner, a little floater. Left it short, but Hurst has been able to get into the paint whenever she's wanted today.
Yep, good hesitation. She uses change of speeds very well.
Foster lost the handle and got it back. First offensive possession here from Mumford of the second quarter. Leading pass from Henderson to Jackson, deflected out. Keep it here with the Mustangs.
Mumford just looks out of sync offensively, really being bothered by the pressure and has not been able to break this this zone yet. One time they got the ball in, and that time was they scored it, but they have not been able to find gaps in that zone.
Gabriella Foster to deal it in. Here's Marjanae Henderson. Slater defended by Hurst. Foster catch and shoot, high arcing three off the back rim. Cooper runs the point, sees Robinson lurking, and then just took her eyes off of it as it goes out of bounds.
Good look, just maybe a little bit out of reach. Robinson, I love that she hustles down the floor and gets herself an opportunity.
First time we'll see Dorian Nieves in for Fort Wayne Snider, number 3 in white, as Izzy Ecke back on the floor for the Panthers as well. Cooper applying pressure, that ball thrown out of bounds. Another turnover here against Mumford, as you mentioned it. Jane, they just have been out of rhythm here since the opening tip.
Yep, they don't have the guard play to handle this pressure, and right now Snider is doing all the right things on the defensive end.
Panthers come in today winners of 5 in a row and 6 out of their last 7, as Ecke's shot was blocked. Tie up here on the floor, and Jane, I thought the other interesting thing, not just that they've won 5 games in a row, 10-4, but the last 4 games for the Panthers, they've all been on the road.
Yeah, that's something that, sometimes your season hits that way, and I think it's good for a team to be able to win on the road, get you prepared for tournament for sure.
They've been a lot of Fort Wayne teams in the winning streak against South Wayne, but they made the trek down here and knocked off Carmel on the road by 3. That's their closest game in that 5-game win streak. Slater, wide open teammate down low, and Hurst did her best to try to block the shot, but Tania Jackson is slightly taller than the 5'1" Hurst.
Maybe it had something to do with the fact that Janaea Cooper just went out to take her breather here in the second quarter, and then they broke that zone pretty easily.
So how long does Cooper stay on the bench here with Fort Wayne Snider trying to find some rhythm without the number 18 sophomore in the land? Robinson on the wing. Goes baseline, try to thread it into White, deflected in, and a tie up here as Mackenzie White and Tania Jackson both go fighting for it.
Well, the one thing that, we see oftentimes with sometimes when your star goes to the bench, it's an opportunity for others to rise up. And Coach Tharp talked about that before the game when they had those injuries. The next person up, and they gave people a chance to emerge, which was good.
Outside the arc to Nieves, a good really good three-point shooter at 38%. Robinson with a hand in her face from 3, swish.
Great catch and shoot. Had her feet set, very calm. That is her. I was saying, see how many. She's not a terrific three-point shooter, but her 3rd one of the season. Yep, you got it.
Foster able to weave her way back in, get that second to the afternoon for Gabriella Foster. Ecke, head up as she drives. In the middle of the zone, this is Ecke. One-hand bouncer over to Hurst. Goes to the block. White hammered hard. Couldn't finish through contact, but she got some free throw work upcoming.
Great pass by Hurst. Driving the baseline, draws the defense, little pocket pass. Gives an opportunity for post player to get an easy bucket if she wouldn't have gotten hammered.
And a free throw good for White.
White just a 44% three-point or free throw shooter. That's something, you know, when you think about young players, she's probably a better free throw shooter than 44%, but in game situation, that really ticks down your percentage. But you see it right there. She is a good shooter, so hopefully let's get that going.
So that form looks pretty good for a 14 or 15-year-old playing at the varsity level for the first time. 3 from the wing. No good from Alexa Walker. Offense rebound keeps it here with Mumford. 3-point try from Foster, trying to find her first one. And after air ball in the first one, she's getting closer and closer with the next 3 attempts.
She did at least draw iron that time. Way to stay positive, Rick. I appreciate that.
She got the tape off the thumb. That was really inhibiting things.
Yep. You know how it is as a player sometimes. I mean, you just got to get the feel. If it doesn't feel right, it's not happening.
Gracie Smith back in for Snider. Catch and shoot 3 from the corner for Nieves, and she cans her first one today. She comes in 38% for the freshman.
Again, catch and shoot. Had her feet set. Good extra pass by Carter.
Walker, a sidewinding 3, no good. Loose ball foul. That's going to go against Tania Jackson, number 3, one of the starting post players for Detroit Mumford.
Foul is on number 30, Madison Jackson.
So Jackson out, Henderson back in. .50 run for Snider since Janaea Cooper, their top scorer, has gone to the bench for her first half breather.
Well, you're up by 25, and you don't need her right now, so it's good to see that because that's great execution against the 1-2-2. Got the ball in the middle. White was able to just take it right down the lane.
And then she almost read the pass and got a steal and a traveling violation called against Slater. Slater thought she had the ball jarred free, so she would have been able to start that dribble again, but Mackenzie White with a nice little post move in traffic and then reading the pass out near midcourt.
Yeah.
Head coach Reggie Tharp of Snider said that White's been the missing piece so far this season as she plays in her 6th game and coming back from off-season shoulder surgery. Nieves just couldn't get the roll, but White couldn't get the cleanup.
Well, again, Nieves with the good miss.
Good hustle from White, diving on the floor, able to get it over to Carter, who got tied up.
I thought that ball was going to drop in. It was touching every part of the rim. What that does is allow your offensive rebounders to get into position. It's hard to hold that box out for so long. That's a great miss for White to get, hopefully, an opportunity to put back in.
Walker wearing out that corner. Catch and shoot 3 doesn't go. Tapped around for Alasia Thomas.
It's the hardest part about a zone. You got to rebound out of it. You got to find somebody to box out.
Good spin from Henderson, just couldn't get the shot to drop, and here come the Panthers the other way, leading by a game high, 27. Carter goes baseline, cut off by the sliding defensive Henderson. Pass got tipped. Robinson still a bit of gathering in from Smith. Smith starting 2-guard next to Hurst. Shot block in the corner from Slater. She came out of nowhere.
She directed traffic a little bit. She wanted Mackenzie White to come up to the high post and get in that little gap so she had somebody to pass to. If you're just going to pass it around the outside, a 1-2-2 defense can stay and match up with you. But if you get someone in the middle there, now it offsets them.
Long 3, Carter, just a little bit off target. Her first miss from distance today as Slater draws the eyes of 2 defenders. Quick pass, Gabriella Foster finally dialing it up from 3-point range.
That is a weakness in that 1-2-2. The bottom person didn't come out quickly enough and left a standalone wide open jump shooter to have a free shot, basically.
7 points for Foster to lead the way for Mumford here in the first half. White outside the arc to Carter in the paint. Back to the cutting White, who storms her way in for another 2.
Great post-to-post passing. Now, Carter's not a post, but she caught it in the middle, in the post, takes one dribble, draws the defense, and an excellent cut by White off of her to get an easy bucket.
10 in the first half for White. Nieves steals the pass, trying to beat Slater to the other end. Shot wasn't good, and the putback, though, drops for Brooklyn Robinson.
Great job by Robinson on the follow-up. You can't assume your teammate's going to make that layup. You got to hustle down, and she did so.
Less than a minute to go before recess. Far pass into the wing, and foul on the take was Henderson. And Snider's a little bit late to get back for that 1-2-2 zone.
Well, that's one thing. If you put that pressure on up top, if Mumford can get past that first layer of defense, you are going to get some opportunities like that. But Florence Fort Wayne Snider's been able to cover that up today so far, for the most part.
First free throw for Henderson today, and her first point. And Snider doing all of this again with Janaea Cooper on the bench, just getting a breather. 17 first half points. But a lot of her teammates getting some much needed minutes here in our second game of the day from Lawrence Central. Nieves' pass deflected, goes off the arms of Smith, dives on the floor trying to keep it away from Thomas.
Good hustle.
Held ball as Gabriella Foster forced the tie up.
That same pass coming from the wing to the high post. That's one Mumford really will step out and try to get a hand on. That time they almost got the steal.
Kareem Hogan likes the intensity and the grit shown by his team in this last couple moments. Cross-court pass. Slater almost got her hands on another one. Pull up. Off target from Nieves. Carter has it. Threw it up as she tried to find a teammate. Here comes Mumford. Slater trying to take on two defenders. Dribbles to the corner and finds Trailers. 5 seconds left, and Slater draws the reach-in foul against Gracie Smith. Actually going to put it on Mackenzie Carter, number 2 on her.
Didn't need to bail her out on that one. You had her in a tough spot. That's something that, you know, Coach Tharp, I'm sure, wants his team to clean up, because you want them to be aggressive, but you can't foul unnecessarily. She probably was going to turn it over, or it was going to be a 5-second, or at the very least not have a good opportunity to pass.
Then Slater's pass in the corner wanted Grubbs. It goes off of her mitts. And Snider will have an opportunity for the final shot with 2.9. Carter heaves from three-quarter court. It falls short. And that brings us to the end of the first half. Fort Wayne Snider on a 5-game winning streak has led the entire way after breaking open a 4-all tie in the first quarter. Panthers on top 41-15 here at intermission. You're watching the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash on the ISC Sports Network.
In Lawrence Township, the choice is clear. From NACE-accredited early learning centers to comprehensive elementary programming built to support literacy, language, community, and STEM. A 96% graduation rate, with students engaged in pathways preparing for success in college, career, or military service. 50 state championships and 7 national titles. In the classroom, the court, or on the stage, we produce winners. The choice is clear. Make LT your district of destination.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Today's game brought to you by Hang Time Indy. Hang Time is a proud sponsor and Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. With 2 locations in the city on the east side at 11 East 38th Street and the west side at 5660 Georgetown Road. Make sure you shop with Hang Time this holiday season for the latest sneakers, apparel, hats, and more. At the break, it is all Fort Wayne Snider here over Detroit Mumford. Rick Johnston, Jane Schott back here with you, and that big 16-0 run flipped a 19-0 run, flipped a 4-all tie to this dominating lead here for Fort Wayne Snider, and the Panthers have been really flexing their muscles here in the first half.
Yeah, they have. They've done it in a balanced way. They're doing it on the defensive end and creating turnovers and not allowing a lot of second chance points. So good job defensively that's transitioned into their offense.
What'd you like about the other non-Janaea Cooper players for Fort Wayne Sniders? They played the majority of that second quarter.
Well, I think the one thing I really like is they share the ball well. They look to pass to their teammates or breaking down that zone, not a lot of forcing. got wide open standalone threes for Robinson and for Carter, and they knocked them down. And whenever you have that kind of help or production that's going to be outside of what Janaea Cooper's going to do, it's going to be really difficult to guard. And we haven't even talked about Mackenzie White inside. Really impressed with her footwork. She's only going to get better and better.
White, the 6-foot freshman, 10 points in the first half. Let's talk about Cooper. She had 17 points. She outscored Mumford by herself 15-6 in that opening quarter, really proving why she's the 4-star prospect and the 18th ranked sophomore in the country.
I think the thing I like about her game is that she's very calm. She, handles the ball extremely well, so she's been able to, get to the basket, but she plays hard. She gets offensive rebounds. She does all the little things as well, so I think she's got a really high ceiling. It's been fun to watch her. Even though right now against Mumford, there's not a terrific amount of challenge. They don't have a player that can guard her. It's still good to see her be productive in that setting.
You look at her, and you mentioned that and Coach Reggie Tharp has praised her for her strength and her ability and her versatility. But I think you mentioned it. She plays with such poise and maturity. You wouldn't know that she's only in her second year of high school.
Yeah.
She plays way older than she really is.
I think it's a skill that's not talked about enough as playing with pace, in terms of knowing when to push and go really fast, knowing when to calm it down a little bit. And she does that very well, just naturally. It doesn't look like it looks pretty effortless out there.
Take a break, come back, and take a look at our first half stats at the break. It is all Fort Wayne Snider on top of Detroit Mumford, 41-15 here on the ISC Sports Network.
In Lawrence Township, the choice is clear. From NACE-accredited early learning centers to comprehensive elementary programming built to support literacy, language, community, and STEM. A 96% graduation rate, with students engaged in pathways preparing for success in college, career, or military service. 50 state championships and 7 national titles. In the classroom, the court, or on the stage, we produce winners. The choice is clear. Make LT your district of destination.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Halftime stats will start with the leading Fort Wayne Snider Panthers. They're led by their leading scorer, Janaea Cooper, playing in her 8th game of the year. She had 15 of her game-high 17 in the first quarter. Mackenzie White chipped in 10 points off the bench for the Panthers. 5 for Brooklyn Robinson, 3 for Dorian Nieves, 6 for Mackenzie Carter on a couple of threes. Playing but not scoring in the first half for Fort Wayne Snider. Miley Hurst, Gracie Smith, Izzy Ecke, and Jada Sims. On the other side for Detroit Mumford, 7 points for Gabriella Foster to lead the way for the Mustangs, 2 points for Ariana Slater, 4 for Tania Jackson, and 2 for Marjanae Henderson here for Mumford. Get a look at the Pike girls basketball team, and as you mentioned, that's one of our 2 final games coming up today, and they have been really, really strong here this year for the Red Devils on the girls' side.
They really have. Very versatile, balanced scoring. Keith Allen's got them playing at a very high level right now. Marion County champs, and they have not been challenged, I will say, lately when you look at their scores. So we'll see what this next game brings.
Interesting time of the year. We mentioned with the holiday tournaments for both the boys and girls side of things. But you look at the schedules here on the Indiana girls basketball side, their seasons come to a close at the end of January. So you're really looking down the barrel. The tournament time and sectionals coming up here soon.
When people say this is the halfway point, you're 2/3 of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question you get a lot more games maybe over the break. But at the same time, just in terms of the time, we started in November. We're at the end of December now. So that means that, people will take, like you said, we're going to get through these games, take a break. And when you come back in January, bam, you're already starting to get ready for tournament, and it goes pretty quick.
No breaks here at halftime. We have had a dance competition between our man from Fort Wayne Snider in the hoodie on the right and the Pike girls basketball team. I think we're going to call that one a draw, although our man from Fort Wayne Snider, he gave it a real good go.
He did. And he was by himself. They
right.
had a squad.
Yeah.
He's solo, man.
A lot to smile about if you're Fort Wayne Snider, and a lot to smile about if you are Pike as well. Let's take a look at our first half highlights, and you're going to see a lot of Janaea Cooper here, Jane. That's what you do when you get 17 points in the first half.
Yeah, a little dump down for Mackenzie Carter, get her going. Easy bucket, but easiest one she had. But we talked about if Mumford can hit it, they got that inside shot right there, but too much Cooper. The only way Mumford could score was get out ahead. They got that one off of a turnover, but there's Mackenzie Carter getting her own on a three-point. Janaea Cooper, you just can't guard that. You can't guard that either. Mackenzie White, strong inside, good footwork. Another three by Carter, and another drop step by White. Kind of feel like a broken record here. Good pass down to Cooper, but she can also step out and hit that three. If she continues to get that aspect of her game, that makes her very, very dangerous.
Yeah, Cooper does 25% from three-point range coming in for the talented sophomore, and you put a couple really good three-point shooters around the combination of Cooper and White. That's a hard cover for anybody going 5-on-5.
It is, because they've got that ability to score inside. Hurst can handle the balls. It does a nice job of pushing it ahead, and now they're getting some three-point shooting from the outside, so that makes them offensively very difficult to guard.
Nieves with that three, her alone basket of the first half, and then White showing off that strong footwork again, be able to put it on the deck, and good follow there, good hustle here from Brooklyn Robinson.
They're doing it all together. I like how they share the ball, and I like the team basketball this team plays.
Pike's loose. They don't play for a while. They're
having fun.
Do you think this will count for their pregame warm-up, or do we have to really get basketball warm?
Coach Collins is not going to go for it. I can guarantee you that. He won't stop that, but he ain't going to say that's the warm-up. That's for sure. That's good.
41-15, the Fort Wayne Snider lead.
I like to see it because remember, it's supposed to be fun.
That's right.
And if we forget that this is fun, we're not doing something right. So.
Fun day here at Lawrence Central, almost halfway home of our 4 games here on the docket. Fort Wayne Snider trying to carry the baton on the first leg for the 3 Indiana teams taking part in today's one-day shootout. We'll see the host Lawrence Central and Pike coming up later tonight. And the starting 5 will be back on the floor here for Fort Wayne Snider with Hurst, Smith, Carter, Ecke, and Cooper. And Detroit Mumford will counter with their starting 5 of Thomas, Foster, Slater, Jackson, and Henderson. Detroit Mumford in the road black.
I always like to see what kind of adjustments coaches will make. Now, when you're up by this much, you don't really have to make an adjustment at the half, but, what does Snider want to work on? What are they going to show in the second half? And so we'll see what happens. I'd like to see a little bit from Ecke. She was pretty quiet in that first half. Maybe they'll try to get her the ball. Now I got a little 2-1-2. See, this is a little different look defensively for him.
Mumford trying to deal with it here. 3 on the way, long, and tapped out of bounds. It's going to go to Fort Wayne Snider on the Foster miss from the corner.
Of course, I need to see that defense one more time to be confident that it was a 2-1-2. It might have just been Janaea Cooper flying around, so it looks like she's everywhere. 2-1-2, 1-2-2. What is she doing?
So it's always a benefit to have a player like that. You just go, Janaea, go.
Yeah,
go get him. All right, thanks.
Go get the ball.
Cross-court pass. Smith open for a 3. Race to the corner, out of bounds, off of Mumford. Keep it here with Snider. As Foster was running her heart out. Detroit head coach Kareem Hogan.
He had a better look.
Yeah.
60 feet away. I may have done that as a
line.
coach before, but he had a better look than the official, so you got to let him know that he blew it. All right.
Snider around the arc with Hurst, into the paint to Cooper. Dump down. There's Ecke, just missing from point-blank range with the left hand.
Well, got her an opportunity to get involved, and that's that same, they break that zone the same way, get the ball to the middle. Credit Snider for looking opposite. That's where somebody's going to be open once you get that ball to the middle. Looking opposite, Janaea Cooper bounced it down to Ecke, who just misses the little bunny inside.
Kira Boyle's on for the first time here for Detroit. 3 in black. Cooper in the middle of the zone. Kick out. Carter goes cross court. Nice head fake from Smith to draw the defenders into Ecke. Couldn't get away from the double team, and there are the quick hands of Slater. Slater bump, transition, 3 off the bounce, short. And amongst the trees, it's Gracie Smith, all 5'3" of her, able to wrestle that rebound away.
Yeah, she got it out pretty quickly. They went ahead and gave her the foul. That's one of those where, you want it to be like football where you can accept or decline. But you have to do it on the fly. I'm gonna decline. Don't call that foul because if she'd have got it, she did. She got it out. That had a wide open transition layup. So there's got to be a way to signal. No. Don't decline the penalty. Move on.
Please let us keep it rolling here.
That's more like backyard basketball.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things.
You'll call your own fouls like, nah, they didn't hit me. It's fine.
That's right. If I scored it, they didn't hit me.
That's right. But if you didn't make it, oh my gosh, my arm's hanging off the side of my body.
Oh yeah.
19 for Cooper. Slater goes over and back. Detroit Mumford pleading that pass was deflected into the backcourt.
I don't know. I had my head down. Didn't see it.
As did I. I looked up at the last moment and saw the ball just floating. What I did see Janaea Cooper smothering a ball handler, which she's been
Doesn't mean she touched it.
That's
but
right.
She was smothering.
Ecke into Cooper, spinning. Hurst, Ecke sets her feet in the corner, left it just a little bit short. And ripping that one away was Alasia Thomas, and for her hard work, using that strong pivot, she's able to draw the foul, looks like, against Izzy Ecke. And she did.
One of those where didn't call the jump ball right away. So Ecke was kind of in that weird spot of, should I keep reaching my hand in there or should I pull it away? Well, I got her on the foul. Okay, so this is a 1-3-1 with Cooper up top. And they got Hurst down low. Smith almost picked that off.
Active hands in the paint for Snider, thrown back outside up top here from Mumford. Then Cooper trails and steals. Goes one-on-one with Slater, and Cooper cannot finish through contact the first time, but nobody there to defend the stick back.
I don't want to say she's padding her stats, but it doesn't matter. No one's going to look at your shooting percentage, but she's going to end up with a bunch of rebounds for sure.
Thomas puts on the deck in the corner, looking for a three-point try. A knuckleball from Henderson bounces off the rim.
Good box out by Snider, and Cooper's able to go in there and snatch the rebound.
Ecke in the corner, lost the handle on the way there, but threw it off the knees of Tania Jackson.
Snider substitution, 55.
Mackenzie White back on here for Snider, replacing Ecke. Ecke with the quiet afternoon day, coming off of 11 points last time out. White couldn't finish through the block of Tania Jackson, but keep it here with Snider. Cooper to deal it in. Smith from way outside the arc. And the rebound is Alasia Thomas's. On the other end, catch and shoot three ball. Long from Foster. And Hurst at the sticks here for Snider. Cooper loves that three, just weaves around everybody, hangs too much on it. And a lot of quick one and dones here from both sides last three times down the floor.
Good move, just couldn't get it to drop.
Ball poked free by Hurst. Pass deflected by Slater. Cooper comes back to come get it and waits for reinforcements. From the mid-range, Smith. Kicks it out from the mid-post, and here's Hurst.
Hurst kind of running the show, gets everybody settled down. Just look a little discombobulated on the offensive end.
Cooper tries a three, cash.
And if you're not going to guard that, she's going to go ahead and take it. Now, to their credit, and we've said this, coming into this game, Cooper is not as efficient from behind the arc. She was only 5 for 20.
Yep.
But she is 2 for 3 today.
She's looking pretty good on that today. She has all 7 of Snider's points here in the third. As Smith exits stage left in favor of Brooklyn Robinson.
Yep.
Detroit Mumford still looking for their first points here of quarter number 3. Nice pass, but deflected away as White tried to feed it into Cooper. White dives on the floor. Hurst, one-hand pocket into White, who got the bucket and a foul.
She kind of fell down a little awkwardly. Hopefully she's okay.
Collided with Ariana Slater.
Yep,
You'll see it right here.
Slater slow to get up. She's trying to shake it off as well. Man, what a pass down inside by Hurst. That ball kind of ping-ponged around. Hurst was able to get it. White seals on the backside. Uses her body so well. She's strong and difficult to defend in that post, and she does a nice job. She's got great footwork, great hands. You mentioned her passing ability. I'm really going to harp on her ability to get position, and she's doing that extremely well.
We mentioned Janaea Cooper playing wise beyond her years. Well, this is just the 6th high school game for Mackenzie White, and she looks like a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, she's got a lot. I mean, the interesting thing is, and you know how this is, Mumford's not going to scout her at all, but guess what? All of Fort Wayne, all the sectional opponents, everybody else, by the time we get to the end of the season, they're going to know Mackenzie White. She's going to start to have to deal with people defending her. So that's what's hard as a freshman, but she's getting some great game experience here today.
Yeah, sectional 5 of Carroll and Fort Wayne Northside, and Fort Wayne Northrop. 55 and White's not going to be a stranger to them for sure.
For sure. But we talked about all the weapons for Snider. If you're going to do anything to try to stop White, that's going to leave other people open.
Nice move from White off the entry pass from Hurst. Couldn't get it to drop. Alasia Thomas. And there's Cooper throwing that long arm, just gracefully deflecting it.
Just when you thought it was open.
Hurst with the ball on a string to Robinson in the corner for a 3. White trying to fight for the rebound. Tapped out of bounds. Stays here with Snider.
Good weak side positioning. And that's a really nice look for Brooke Robinson. Hurst really does a great job of getting the ball to the shooters, and you know, the 3 things you want as a point guard, she gets it to the right place, at the right time, to the right person. You know, those are 3 things that are really, really important. So,
first misstep here for Fort Wayne Snider on the day. Today's game brought to you by Lawrence Township Schools. The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities.
Terrific push by Hurst, excuse me. That was really, really well done, and on-time passing for White, who runs the floor and is able to get the shot off even though she missed.
Boasting a 95% graduation rate, Lawrence Township's honors programs, career pathways, and dual credit opportunities prepare future leaders and workers on the court and in the arts. State champion students excel, driven by ambition and community spirit. Enroll now at Lawrence Township, your destination, for a brighter future.
Sorry about that. I was a little bit of a fan because
That's okay.
It was such a great pass.
Yes.
I was like, I just totally interrupted you. So it's the hoops, you know.
That's okay.
Snider substitution 23, Izzy Kiki.
14 here for Mackenzie White, who shot the free throws really well today. 4 of 5 from the line. She came in just 44%. We mentioned a lot of different people really improving their stat lines here today for Fort Wayne Snider. Detroit Mumford still looking for their first points. They turn it over on the Cooper steal. It's a 4-on-none, and Cooper takes it in for the easy 2. She's up to 26 points.
Yeah, they're just still pressing, and Mumford just can't handle that. Not really pressing, but that half-court trap. But this is the defense that Snider plays. You know, they could go to something else, but this is their standard defense.
Long 3, Foster from out near the volleyball line.
Well, that's their first score of the quarter of the second half. Finally found the bottom of the net.
Foster has 10 of the Mumford 18. Robinson double team, dives on the floor. And a held ball. Gabriella Foster and Ariana Slater making life difficult there for Brooklyn Robinson. Possession arrow. We'll hold it here with the Panthers. Since we have surpassed the 35-point score differential, that's why you see the running clock in the bottom of your screen. Ecke in, trying to slip it through was Sims. A little flip pass forward. That was Alasia Thomas up forward to Tania Jackson.
It's the first time that Mumford's had back-to-back scores the whole game.
Sims makes her way to the rim and gets fouled.
Pretty good defense. You can get all the way to 40 seconds in the third quarter, and you've not allowed them to have back-to-back scoring.
We talked about Mackenzie White's ability in the paint. I've been impressed with the sophomore Jada Sims coming off the bench. She and White have provided a nice little 1-2 combo here in the paint.
And you're going to need that because, you know, foul trouble, things are going to happen through the season. So you've got to make sure you get some development from your subs.
One of two at the line is Sims. And here comes Mumford with about 30 seconds left to go in quarter 3. Hopping her way through, missing the runner was Slater. Cooper up the floor. Here's Dorian Nieves, who had a 3-point basket back in the first half. Robinson runs the corner. Cooper finds her. Shot was partially blocked. Well, to say that Jackson got her on the foul, it looked like Tania Jackson had that 3 blocked cleanly.
Maybe it was after the shot.
Maybe the
The only
box
thing
out,
I can
yeah.
think of is that her follow through or something that they got tangled up. I don't know.
3 free throws here for Brooklyn Robinson. Get another look at her right here.
Yeah, sure. We didn't see it because they started to follow the ball, but you could see her momentum probably was going to carry her into Robinson.
Maybe a little hip-to-hip hit there, maybe.
Yep.
Robinson coming off of one of her better scoring games of the year last Friday against Fort Wayne North, where she had 8 points. She averages just about 3 points per contest. Makes 2 of 3 free throws here. A nice aggressive move on the baseline there for Tania Jackson.
That is the weakness of that trapping zone up top. If they can get past that first layer, as we mentioned, you're going to get layups, and that's what they got that time.
Third quarter comes to a close, but Detroit Mumford, your head coach Kareem Hogan, really loved the effort there for Ariana Slater. All Snider, led by Janaea Cooper's game-high 26 points. The Panthers well on the way to their 11th win of the year, and their 6th in a row. You're watching Girls High School basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
In Lawrence Township, the choice is clear. From NACE-accredited early learning centers to comprehensive elementary programming built to support literacy, language, community, and STEM. A 96% graduation rate, with students engaged in pathways preparing for success in college, career, or military service. 50 state championships and 7 national titles. In the classroom, the court, or on the stage, we produce winners. The choice is clear. Make LT your district of destination.
Today's game brought to you by Hang Time Indy. Hang Time is a proud sponsor in Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. With 2 locations in the city on the east side at 11 East 38th Street and west side at 5660 Georgetown Road. Make sure you hop and shop with Hang Time this holiday season for the latest sneakers, apparel, hats, and more. Rick Johnston, Jane Schott back here with you. All Snider here today, and that 19-0 run was the real difference. Game was tied at 4. They go on that big run in the first. They have been able to put Mumford out of distance ever since.
Yeah, they were a little sluggish out of the gate, and you can sometimes expect that in these kinds of games where it's, you know, over the holiday tournament. And you talked about that 19-0 run, and in that run, it was the majority of it was Cooper was just phenomenal, and she was scoring it from behind the arc. She took it to the basket. She got offensive rebounds. She was doing a little bit of everything.
Virginia Tech head coach Megan Duffy, the former head coach at Marquette, in town today to watch some high-level basketball action.
Well, that's the thing. You can see players from Snider, you can see players from Pike, and you can see players from Lawrence Central. So anything you're interested in.
Marjanae Henderson with an aggressive rebound down low, puts it up and in, or puts it up and got fouled, excuse me. As Jada Sims whistled for the foul.
Jada Sims, her first.
And Henderson to the line where she's 2 of 2 from the stripe today. 3 points for Marjanae Henderson today, all from the stripe. Mumford won their first game of the year. They've dropped their last 2. And Henderson's got all 4 points on 4 of 4 free throw shooting. Cooper on the floor to start
Great
for Snider.
pass.
Into Sims and a pretty reverse layup.
Just one-handed off of the bounce, on point, easy layup.
She made that look a lot easier than it is, particularly from that distance. As here's Foster, throws it up. Cooper there for the intercept. And now looks ahead. Doesn't wait for reinforcements, goes right in. Was blocked, and it's picked up here from Ecke. Robinson. Is Mumford sliding back in their 2-3 zone. First minute of the fourth, and a traveling violation called here against Izzy Ecke. She's been a little bit off here today here for Snider.
Yep, she had a tough day. She's not been able to find the bottom of the net. She's struggling offensively just a little bit.
She comes into today their leader in total points. And shot was altered, partially blocking it Sims on the attempt from Jackson. Cooper just gliding her way to the front court. She and Ecke, the only two starters on the floor right now for Snider. Ecke into Sims, nice spin move and able to get the hook.
Great entry pass. Nice work for Sims to go against the grain of the defense. There can't be any help because they had pulled that whole zone over to this side of the strong side of the floor.
Malaysia Thomas spins, trying to find an open teammate, stepping into a three. Slater from way beyond the arc. Her first triple today.
Timeout, Mumford.
And Mumford takes a 30-second timeout. It has been all Fort Wayne Snider here today. They've got a big tournament coming up on Saturday, Jane, when they are taking on Noblesville to start on a one-day shootout coming up on Saturday. But a lot of trips down here to the central Indiana area for Fort Wayne Snider, a team not ranked right now in Class 4A, but a team to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah, they got to get some wins going. They've played some good competition earlier in the year. Lost to Warsaw in the opener. We saw Warsaw yesterday at the Hall of Fame Classic just destroy both teams. Evansville Central, they've had some injuries, running clock in that first game, and then in the nightcap that we thought was going to be one of the better games, number 1 versus number 3. Norwell had already been beaten by Warsaw by 14, but man, Warsaw put it on them. And running clock again. It was incredible. They're playing really good basketball right now.
This is kind of the time of the year when you can see, particularly here in Indiana, as we mentioned, just a month left in the regular season, is floating it in. Into that, too, is Gracie Smith for her first scoring today. But you can start to see who's going to be a player come around tournament time when February gets here.
Yeah, if everybody can stay healthy. I mean, that's the key. You got to get lucky. You got to have all these things kind of line up for you. And the one thing is you got to avoid the injury bug in January.
Substitution number 3.
Good hands there from Robinson to deflect that pass. Slater from the baseline. Foster catching it behind her head. And then throws that one out of bounds, but is deflected on the way there by Snider. So another opportunity here in the half court here for Detroit Mumford. Again, running clock situation after we surpassed the 35-point score differential in the third.
Janaea might have touched it because she didn't argue. She just went took her defensive positions. Usually you can tell from the body language of a player. Did they do it? Good defense.
Sims, the steal, up to Cooper. Around the defender for 2 more. 28 for Janaea Cooper today, who has been nothing short of phenomenal.
A great read by Ecke in that zone from the weak side. Gets the steal. Finally gets on the board.
Good to see there for Izzy Ecke, the 5'11 junior. And she gets another steal here.
It's the same pass. It's like I'm watching a rerun movie. Those are the kind of plays that'll just make you crazy if you're a coach. And you can see Mumford's coach has taken a seat, just taking a break.
Ecke with the steal again. It's a little 3-on-3. Threw it into traffic, one into Robinson. Able to pick up the deflection. Smith cut off on the baseline. Sims lost the handle from the mid-post. Smith attacks, took that extra step to greatness, too strong off glass. And Slater's got it here for Detroit Mumford.
Well, this is definitely a Mumford team that's overmatched. Got the timeout right before the travel.
Timeout Mustangs.
They've got 2 timeouts left. As we mentioned, the headliners for our 2 games in the nightcap here, Lawrence Central and Pike. And Central Indiana basketball has been on the boys and girls side has been really, really strong this year, and you get to see two of those top teams coming up here at 5 and 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch because, you know, just you hope that the other teams, this is always difficult. You don't know what the other teams from the other states are like, and they're just looking for an opportunity to get to Indiana and play. And we mentioned some college coaches that might get the opportunity to come. So all those things are in play here. Obviously, Fort Wayne Snider, the superior team over Mumford, but it's been fun to watch them, you know, rise above and work on some of the things that I think they're going to have in play as they get down to tournament time.
Let's talk about some of the big happenings here with the IHSA. Obviously, last year, 50-year anniversary of the girls basketball tournament. You guys were great at a lot of coverage from all over the different decades. But, you know, we just got done going through all of our fall championships. But then don't blink, like we mentioned, sectional draw coming up for girls basketball. The winter championships right around the corner, too.
Yeah, it goes quickly. I mean, we start our championships in the fall, and when one gets done, the next winter season has already started, and that's part of it. You know, it's fun. It's a good time of the year. We love watching kids compete. We've given them opportunity to do that. See Mumford getting a little bit going. Might be obviously too little, too late, but they're getting something going.
Foster on that steal. She's their leading scorer today with 12. As Ecke called for the foul.
Coach Tharp has gone to his bench a little bit.
Yeah, he's gotten Cooper actually still in there.
Yeah.
And she and Ecke, along with Smith, 3 of the 5 starters remain. Smith's runner does not go. But Cooper with the steal on the other end, turns around and puts it in and got fouled. That's a clean 30 for Janaea Cooper here this afternoon.
Janaea Cooper's she's pretty businesslike out there, and on that one, she got a smile on her face, and she knew that was a hard, that was a hard foul, and for her to finish through it, that's impressive.
Dorian Nieves waiting at the scorer's table to come in and relieve Janaea for the rest of the afternoon. Had 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 6 steals last Friday against Fort Wayne North. Today, 31 points for Janaea Cooper, and got close to those 6 steals as well here again today. She's done it all here today for the Panthers.
Yep.
Robinson out to Grubbs. Catch and shoot here from Foster, and she rainbows home her 3rd 3 of the day. 15 for Gabriella Foster, and a timeout here for Detroit Mumford.
Well, Foster is somebody that has been one bright spot for Mumford, for sure. She's knocked shots down. She hasn't backed down, gotten to the rim a couple times. Overall, Coach Tharp's got to be pleased. His team has not relaxed. They've stayed pretty intense all the way through, so that happens when you get up by so much.
You've been in these situations before as a coach. What does it mean, and the pride that you take as a head coach when your players that come in that maybe play spot minutes here or there, or maybe don't play at all at the varsity level, come in and they keep matching where your starters are when this game started?
Yeah, it's a difficult thing for them. They sit there the whole game and then they're expected to go in and execute. But if they do execute, I think it speaks to your program, because it's not just your best players that can do those things. You're actually teaching it program-wide. People execute, come in, and you love giving those kids a chance in the varsity game, showcase what they can, but also show what they've been practicing on as well. Give them an opportunity.
This will be the 6th win in a row for Fort Wayne Snider. The last 5 have been away from home. It's obviously a neutral site game. The previous 4 have been true road contests for Reggie Tharp's Panthers.
Mumford's going to put it on full court press, see how Snider breaks it. No problem.
Nieves, the freshman point guard, getting some valuable varsity minutes here with Sims. Ecke spots for a corner 3. This has not been able to dial it in from long range today, but an offensive rebound here for Gracie Smith. Alana Shaw, 20 in white, fires up a 3. Just misses it there, and the rebound here from Mumford. Running the floor, reverse layup doesn't go for Henderson on the throw-ahead pass from Foster. Good read from Slater. She intercepts. So we approach 2 minutes left to go here in this one. Another three on the way, and now Gabriella Foster starting to find her rhythm from distance. 18 points for the lefty.
Yeah, she has scored their last 8 points, and it's going to draw a timeout. It's seen enough.
Full timeout here on the floor. Foster had just 7 points at halftime, but we mentioned it, missed her first 4 threes, but has really been able to dial it in from distance here. And like you mentioned earlier, Jane, she has been unafraid here going against a really, really talented Fort Wayne Snider club.
Well, there's no question that the defensive squad that they have out there right now is very different. So this should be a time that Mumford takes advantage of and does a few things extra.
Let's get a look at the varsity basketball team from Big Walnut High School. They're coming up in our next game here at 5 o'clock. In a wonderful one-day shootout here for the 2025 Holiday Cross-State Clash.
Get a look at, looks like that might be our
the nightcap?
Big, yeah, I think it is. I think it's Belleville. Their players have showed up.
Game stay a little bit more spaced out to give everybody a more of a regular warm-up. So kind of running them in and going through like sometimes happens. Up the floor, turn around, doesn't drop there for Alana Shaw. So he tries to slow down Gabriella Foster.
Good look by Shaw, just didn't get it to drop.
Through the hands of Slater, Ecke picks it up. And Smith will not wait for help, goes right in and gets the bounce.
Smith uses her body very well to kind of keep that outstretched hand to avoid getting blocked. She's not too tall as well, but she does a nice job of getting to the hoop.
Back to the zone, out to the red-hot three-point shooting of Gabriella Foster.
If you're guarding her, you better guard her. Get a hand up, don't let her catch it. Let it be what I would do.
She has made 5 threes, including 3 in a row. After missing her first 4, she's canned 5 of her last 8. Under a minute left, Snider will just dribble out the final seconds here. They'll move to 11-4 on the year, win their 6th in a row and 7 out of their last 8 as they're really making a nice, strong case here at the end of the regular season as Ecke gets fouled on the spin.
Foul is on number 12, Ariana Slater, her second.
Number 2 on Slater.
Ecke shoots 2.
And a bounce in for Ecke with 5 points now on the afternoon.
Good stroke.
Trying to get a little bit of a confidence booster, an off day scoring here for Ecke, but
Good way to do it. Get to the free throw line. 73% free throw shooter.
Slater open for a 3, back iron. Offensive rebound here for Mumford, going right to the rim with aggression is Marjane Henderson.
Got to secure that defensive rebound if you're Snider. Again, always in a zone. Difficult sometimes to make sure you box out every person. Henderson did a good job of finding that gap.
First miss from the line today for Marjane. Detroit Mumford will fall to 1-3 on the campaign. Five here for Henderson. Final 10 seconds here. Fort Wayne Snider, the first Indiana team to see the floor today here at LC, and they pick up a win for the Hoosier State as they will defeat Mumford today by a final of 76-39 to move to 11-4 on the year. Let's jump right in to our player of the game. That is, no surprise, Janaea Cooper finished with a game-high 31 points, including 17 in the first half.
Yeah, she was terrific all around. Really well done on the defensive end as well as on the offensive end. Scored in multiple ways. Had some assists as well. So very, very fun to watch her. Clearly our player of the game, the best one on the floor today.
The big dog of the game is brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. The big dogs of sewers and drains do the dirty work in the trenches. At LD Smith Plumbing and Drains, we know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to today's big dog for leading the charge and carrying her team to victory. Today's game has been brought to you by Ed Martin Automotive Group. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know. Hang Time Indy, Indy's leading local sneaker and streetwear apparel store for over 20 years. Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence today at ltschools.org. And LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing. It was all Fort Wayne Snider today, Jane, as they improved to 11-4 on the year, and they look really, really strong.
They did. They put it to Mumford, and a great job by all. I love the balance that they have, and they're going to be a fun team to watch down the stretch.
2 more games left here on the ISC Sports Network. Rob Brown and Jane Schott take you home here from LC Today. Have a good day, everybody.